Good morning again, and welcome to my organic kitchen. This is becoming a daily exciting thing for me to do every day. So I hope you enjoyed the fish tacos that we made yesterday. If you made them, please share your comments with me. I would love to hear from you, and if you like the flavor that the marinade gave to the fish. I just wanted to say thank you because my video yesterday reached over 2,000 people on Facebook, which for me is an incredible it's an incredible thing. I feel so thankful and so grateful to be reaching so many people and to be able to help you all to make this time that we are all at home a bit better. So today, this is an extra thing. So if you've got the little chefs ready or not, or if you're going to do it later on this afternoon with them, or maybe tomorrow, this is a great Easter activity to do with your kids this week that they're out of school. Remember, when you're working in the kitchen, always your head away from your face, very clean hands, and always wear closed shoes. The kitchen is a very dangerous place. There's hot things, there's sharp things. And even if you're cooking for your family, hairs tend to fall all the time. And there's nothing worse than finding a hair in the food, even if it's from a loved one. So, that's why I always appear with my head away from my face. I would love to, show you my hair the way it is, but I don't want to risk any hair going into the food that I'm cooking. So even me cooking for my family, I still do it. And I always wear closed shoes for sure. Okay, so I have washed my hands really well before, but I'm just going to spray. As you can see, I keep using JK Naturals Gem Away Spray. There's plenty of it. So go to jknaturals.com and order. My friend Catherine will be delighted to make it for you. So today we're making Easter truffles. And you can make these truffles with any chocolate that you have at home. I actually wanted to make a double batch of white chocolate, but I ran to the shop this morning really early, and unfortunately there was no white chocolate at all. So I had to use what I've got at home. So I had enough to make one batch, because I needed to show you the whole process. I've made half a batch this morning, and we're going to make another half a batch now. And I thought to make it a little bit more interesting, we'll make a second batch with chocolate. So I've got here about a quarter of a pound, about 120 grams of white chocolate chips. And here I've got the full recipe, which is in my post. So just read it. The ingredients that you need. This is about half a pound of semi-sweet chocolate chips, but you can use any ones that you need. We need some thickened cream. I like using local ones. So this one is from Sonoma, very close here where I live in the Silicon Valley. We need some sprinkles. I have gathered everything that I could find. So I bought this recently for my daughter made a special batch of muffins or cupcakes for her school on St. Valentine's Day. So we bought these ones because of the hearts, but because I am allergic to cocoa, I need to differentiate which truffles are white chocolate, which truffles are dark chocolate. So I've decided to use different so I can differentiate them. I've also got some edible glitter. I might sprinkle a little bit so it makes it a lot more exciting. We need some vanilla extract or vanilla essence. When you buy vanilla, always read in the packet how much content of alcohol they have, because many of the ones that you buy in the shops these days, they have too high alcohol content, and it's not as good. My favorite, if I can find organic one, is the Mexican vanilla. which you can find in a few stores here in California. I'm sure that online you can find it everywhere. That, in my opinion, is the best that I have ever tried. And I've got some little mini little muffin casings that I found in a box that I've got. So I'm going to differentiate them in color as well. So I think I'm going to use the red for the black, or for the chocolate ones, and the yellow, which is more Easter sort of color. I'm going to use it for the white chocolate truffles. What I'm going to try to do with them, apart from eating them, of course, because I'm going to be making an Argentinian round cake tomorrow for Easter, I'm going to put them in the center. Because this is a rain cake, I'm going to put those truffles in the center, and that's going to be the way I'm going to present it on, I'm going to serve it on Easter Sunday lunch. So let's go for it. Again, any questions, please ask. I'll be more than happy to answer. So I've got some water boiling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the heat off, and we're going to put the white chocolate first. And what we want to do, and I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of cream, because I'm using only half the recipe in this one. 1 and 2. And because I am allergic to cocoa, I have to make sure that I have 2 different wooden spoons. You need to do this with a wooden spoon. So I've got 2 different wooden spoons, so I don't mix them. If you're cooking for people with allergies or something, always make sure you have different utensils for each of the meals that you're cooking. And we're just going to mix it and stir it. That's what I'm doing. I'm just stirring here. You know what? I can actually, I'm going to get this board here, and I can do it here in front of you, so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm just mixing around until it completely melts. This is so easy to do. Obviously, you might not want to let your kids do this, or do it and make sure that you have full supervision on them. But you can ask them to help you weigh the chocolate. They will love making the little truffles. They will love putting the sprinkles, the decoration, putting them in the casings. These truffles need to be kept in the fridge, because this chocolate is not tempered. So and then you get them out when you're going to serve them. Okay, so we've got perfectly melted white chocolate here. I'm going to grab a spatula. Now we need to leave that go to room temperature, approximately 10 minutes, 10-15, and then we will add the vanilla essence or extract. So I'm going to put this here and let it cool down. In the meantime, we're going to do the chocolate one, so we don't get bored. Now, this one has got a full 225 grams, which is what the recipe asks for, which is approximately half a pound. And this one needs 4 tablespoons of heavy cream. Now, 4 tablespoons, it's 1/4 of a cup. So you know, for future reference. However, because you know that I save on washing up as much as I can, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to use what I've used. So yeah, I'll do it 4 times, but I don't have to wash it up. So I prefer to save the washing up than using something that makes this quicker. Okay, so there we have it. And now I'm going to use a different spoon. And the idea is that the water, that the bowl never touches the water. You can use clear glass bowls, and actually I think I'm going to invest, because for the classes you can see what is happening. So I'm going to invest in a good, now when all this is over, I'm going to invest in a good set of clear glass bowls so I can use them in the classes and you can see what's happening. Now, if you feel that you don't have enough heat, you can always go back to put the water on the stove, but just keep it simmering. You don't want it to boil. This is proving to be a little bit more, it's always harder to melt dark chocolate than white. White always melts quicker, much faster. So in this case, I think we're going to put it back on a low simmer, but we're going to do it because it's taking too long. So I'm going to talk to you about what is going to happen after this week. Because there's a sort of, no one can find yeast anywhere, I've decided I'm going to start making my own sourdough starter, or bread starter. So I'm going to be doing that next week, and that's all I'm going to do next week. But I'm going to have to be here every day of the week, starting Monday. So I'll do it every day. It's still 11 a.m. Pacific time. It's going to be really fast. So I will tell you every day, every previous day, I will tell you what you need so we can do it together. And by the end of the week, we will be able to make our first sourdough bread. Now be ready and tell your friends, because you will be able to share some of that. And let's hope that we can all make bread, whether there's yeast or not. Okay, so I hope you get involved. I would love, that we do it all together and see, what results we get. So I will be writing a small post tomorrow or Saturday, and I will tell you a little bit about what method we're going to use, because I'm reading 3 different methods that I am sort of familiar with, and I'm going to choose the one I think is going to be the easiest and fastest for us, and then I will just send a list of the ingredients that you need for the first day, which will be next Monday at 11 a.m. So hopefully, and you can always catch up if you join us later, so it doesn't matter. And those videos, because they will be quite short, I will definitely put them on IGTV for Instagram, and in Facebook they stay. So you can always go back and check. So this is working now. It just needed a little bit more of heat and a little bit more of a steady hand, but it's proving to be quite stubborn, this chocolate. I normally like working with the tablet chocolate, but as I said, I am using what I had at home. The only thing that I went to buy is the whipping cream, because I only buy fresh, but I think from now on I will also buy the long life one to make sure that I always have if I need to. Because what happens is that if you're going to whip cream, your cream needs to be the coolest that it can be. So when I'm planning to whip cream, what I do is I put the cream at the back of the fridge on the top shelf, which is the coolest, because depending on where your freezer is. So if your freezer is at the bottom, put it in the bottom one at the back. If your freezer is at the top, put it in the top shelf of your fridge at the back. Look at this. This is looking fantastic, isn't it? This is a ganache, a really thick ganache. There's still a little bit there, so we need to make sure that they have all melted. Isn't it beautiful that we can do all this manually? I mean, there's no excuse. We all have time. And again, you can do this as what happened with my chicken nuggets. You can organize a production line with the people that are living with you, whether the tiny chefs or the bigger chefs. Everybody can do it. I'm pretty happy. I think that is all melted. So let's get this out of the water, and I'm gonna get a clean spatula. I'll use my Easter one. So I've got 2 little pieces of chocolate, so I'm going to make sure that this melts. I always have to change hands because I get tired. There were 2 little pieces there, still hadn't melted. Okay. So we're gonna let this cool down for about 10-15 minutes maximum. They just need to go to room temperature. What you want to do is to avoid to be too hot, because there's a chemical reaction that happens when you put vanilla essence or extract, and it's because of the alcohol content that they have, that it will create a reaction that it will curdle your chocolate, and we don't want that to happen. So I'm going to check the white, which it looks okay to me. So we're gonna add the vanilla essence or extract to the white chocolate that we've made before. See, it's already at room temperature. This was half a batch, 120. It's about 120 grams, which is about a quarter of a pound. And we're gonna add to this half a teaspoon of vanilla extract or essence. And again, we mix it with a wooden spoon. Very important you use wooden for this. So we're gonna mix it through really well. Make sure that you get everything. Oh, the smell is so delicious. Really good. Okay, now is the bad news. This needs to sit in the fridge for about an hour to an hour and a half, and then we can do the truffles. But as you know, I'm always prepared. So I made a batch earlier this morning. Welcome to the ones that just joined. Welcome to my organic kitchen. Whether it's your first time or you've been here with me, I've been doing this since we've been sheltered in place here in California, and I hope that everybody is enjoying. So we're making Easter truffle. So I'm going to place this in the fridge, and I'm going to bring the one I made this morning, and we can start making some truffles now. So I won't be long. I don't know your fridge, but mine is jam-packed with food. Okay. This has been in my fridge since early this morning, so it's ready to work, okay? So I'm going to use, I've got 2 little plates here, and I'm gonna put some sprinkles in them. So I think I'm going to use this little bowl for the white. Oops, they fly away. You know what's going to happen if you have the children here? They're going to eat one and make one. You might want to use smaller ones, but because, you know, we don't go to the shops as much now, I'm using what I had. I've got a baking box, believe it or not, with all sorts of gadgets and little things. So when my daughter was a little bit younger, we used to make lots of things. Okay, so you want to do little teaspoons because we're going to put them in these little cases here. And they're cute. So I'm going to put the cases. I want to make sure that you can see. There we are. Let's see if we can make them this size. Sometimes you can find little, you know, like the ice cream scoopers that they've got the trigger. But I don't think there's a teaspoon one. They might. I don't. I've got only tablespoons. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a little bit with, we're just going to roll it. See, it's very easy. It's a bit small, so I'm going to get a bit more. It's working beautiful. So I want the children to be doing this. Now make sure they don't overdo it, because what happens is that it's going to melt. So make sure you tell them not to overwork it or it's going to melt. So we've got, I mean, it's not the most beautiful looking one because I don't have what we call hundreds and thousands in Australia, which have the little sprinkles. But so just about a whole teaspoon you want. Oh, mama. You know, I'm so excited because I ate the last bit of non-cocoa chocolate last night. And as I said before, I'm allergic to cocoa, so I can't have, I can only eat white chocolate. You can also, for the chocolate one, for the actual ones with dark chocolate, you can also make them put some cocoa powder. But because it's for the children and it's Easter, we want colorful. I know in the Southern Hemisphere, you're going towards autumn, and I know in Melbourne, where I used to live, there's getting already proper autumn weather. But here in the Bay Area, in Northern California, we are starting to see the sun after many days of being really, really... Okay, I'm going to make 2 more. And then we're going to add the vanilla extract. And then I'm going to let you go to keep on with your day. And you know what I'm going to be doing. I invited my daughter and she didn't want to help me today. So, you know, she's 13 and she's not so interested in these things as she used to be when she was younger. But every now and again, she said, I'm going to make cupcakes. And I, of course, fully encourage her to do that. So this is working absolutely beautiful. So for those of you who came later, we've got here about half a pound, a quarter of a pound of white chocolate and 2 tablespoons of heavy cream that we have melted on just simmering water. And we're making some lovely Easter truffle. So we're gonna put them in this plate, and I'm just going to show you. They're so tiny. I'm going to make 1 more because it will look more even. And so I'm getting, I think you might get about probably 20 out of the whole batch, which is half a pound, 225 grams of chocolate with 4 tablespoons of heavy cream and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. But I'll show you the vanilla extract. You add it when the sort of the ganache has cooled down a little bit. I'm going to wash my hands because they're very sticky. Bear with me for a moment. This is my kitchen where I've been cooking for the last 4 years since I've been living in the Bay Area. And it's not fantastic, but it doesn't stop me from making lovely food. Oops, I'm gonna be a girl now. And I'm gonna put some glitter. This is edible glitter. I'm just gonna sprinkle some edible glitter to make them look a lot nicer. Now these truffles need to be kept in the fridge. So I'm putting them on this plate so you can see how they look, but please put them on a sealed container or in a tin or something. And then just take them out maybe 5 minutes before you're going to serve them. So there you have it. We've made beautiful white chocolate truffles. So let's finish with the dark chocolate ones. Before I put them in the fridge, I will put a photo in my social media today before I put them away, so you can see how they all finish. As I said before, we need to let these go to room temperature before we add the vanilla extract, so it doesn't curdle it. Sometimes it happens. I make homemade chocolate all the time, and it happened to me many times. So, but it also depends on the alcohol content of your vanilla extract or essence. I put half in the other one because it was a half a batch. As you can see, I only use organic when possible. When possible. Okay, so we're gonna mix that through. I've got a lovely recipe for Rocky Road. So if any of you may be interested in knowing, I'll be more than happy. And we can do that on the spot, really. The smell. I think I'll get sick only with the smell. Well, my daughter asked me when I was getting ready for the class. I originally was going to make only white chocolate truffles. But she asked me, and I said, no, you can make it in any type of chocolate that you like. And she said, well, how about you make some dark chocolate for me and Daddy? So I'm making it. And I also thought it was interesting to show you that you could make it with any chocolate that you have at home, in the situation that we are now, that we have to be indoors. And please stay home. Please, please, please stay home. Okay, so I'm going to put this in the fridge for about an hour. And after an hour, I will be making all these for my family. So this is it. I hope that you have enjoyed. You've got the ingredients in my post from yesterday. I hope you like it. If you have children around, please get them involved. This is a lovely thing that you can do together. Tomorrow, I'm back at 11 a.m. We're going to be making an Argentinian ring cake traditional from Easter. It's a very complicated process, so I'm going to have the process already made, so I can show you how it works. But sort of to give you a heads up, it's a sweet bread dough, lot of very aromatic, lots of lemon and orange. We need to make a starter. We're going to have to make some creme pâtissier, crema pastelera, which is what goes on top. So it could be a longer class. So whether you want to watch it all or just come and say hi, I'll be very happy to see you. So until tomorrow, stay home, stay safe, eat well and be happy. And I'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.